Wow. How y'all doing?
Great.
Try that again. How y'all doing?
Fantastic.
Man, when they told me I was going to speak behind Gene Flynn, I got nervous. I said, because you want to speak behind somebody that's not very good. When you speak behind somebody that polished and that good, you got to carry a heavy load. But I was honored to speak behind him, and let's give it up one more time for Mr. Gene. I'm going to be very, very quick tonight because I know you guys are anxious to hear from Mr. Andy McWilliams. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and my history. What I've done for a living my entire life was I rebuilt homes from hurricanes and earthquakes. Did it for 26 years. Do not like change. I've done one thing over and over and over again. I mean, I live in the same house I was born in, if they give you that. How many people can say they live in the same house but do not live with their parents? Okay? My dad was born in the house that I was born in. My granddad was born in the house that I was born in. So I don't like change. And when I saw this 2 years ago, at first I probably came in with a little bit of a closed mind. But when I looked at it and I studied it and evaluated it, and I really looked at it hard, I knew it was one of those situations that I couldn't avoid. I could not walk away from it. Because what Gene said was so profound. Most of the times, whenever we realized we had an opportunity, it was too late. We looked at it and it was disguised as work when we walked around it. And I thought, man, I'd much rather be in the group that says I'm glad I had than I wished I had. So that's how this started for me a year ago. On August the 3rd was my official date that I started. And I started out in a very small town. I live in Bristol, Texas, population 70. Now the reason I tell you that is you do not have to have a big sphere of influence. I'm in a small, small country town. And I started there and it grew into Ennis and then it grew into Dallas. And the next thing you knew, it grew into San Francisco. I'll never forget the first time I went to San Francisco, I was speaking in a crowd, there's about 150 people. And I got up and I got to go ahead and get this out of the way. That way Andy and Mike can have a good laugh about it. But I'm speaking, there's about 150 people in the room and they're standing in the back. And I go, guys, just think a year from now we'll be in Europe. Europe. Nobody's laughing. And Andy and them, they're back there laughing at me. What'd I say? I said, and we'll be in Italy too. So after the meeting, I walk over and they go, can you say Europe properly? And I went, Europe? And he goes, can you say Italy properly? I said, Italy? Europe. And I'm thinking, it must be them. I'm saying it right. So when I was listening to Gene and I was thinking, if y'all think he talks funny, wait till you hear me from Texas. So that's my background, guys. Now understand, we do two things in our life in this company. We get a handful of customers and we get a handful of business partners and we do the same thing over and over and over again. 10 to 20 customers in a lifetime. If I had to get 10 to 20 customers per month, I wouldn't be standing here. But when I looked at this and thought 10 to 20 customers in a lifetime, I can do that. Now there's multiple ways that we make money in the company. We have immediate income. Okay? How do I get my pounds back from my initial investment? We have mentor bonuses, leadership bonuses, my team bonuses, and residual income. Guys, residual income is something that we do one time and get paid over and over and over again. Whenever you come into the company, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go out and you're going to gather a handful of customers. Okay? We're going to start off by getting our website. When we get our website, that counts as 2 customers. Okay? Then we're going to get 1 customer. Whenever you gather your first customer, it's going to automatically qualify you. Now, if anybody has any experience in network marketing, guys, this is a game changer. Where you simply go out and gather a customer and it qualifies your first bonus. Your website, 1 customer, triggers 50 pounds. Now, one thing I want to make clear, when you see the 50 pounds, and you'll see some other slides as we go through, these may be tweaked a little bit in the upcoming days, but we wanted to have them out for you for tonight. So you gather 50 pounds by simply going out, getting your website, and getting 1 customer. This makes you a qualified representative. Go out and gather another 5 points within 30 days, and they'll pay you another 50 pounds. So you've now gathered 100 pounds by getting a handful of customers. Most of them will be in your own household. Gather another 5 points, you gather another 50 pounds, gather another 5 points, and you have a total of 200 pounds simply for getting a handful of customers. Now, one important thing, the slide's not up here, but I'm going to give you an example. In the United States, whenever you gather these 20 customer points, and it could go from 20 customer points to 25 customer points, we don't know exactly what it'll be here, we have what's called energy freedom. We get $150 every single month after gathering these points. So could you imagine that if you went out and you gathered your 20 customer points or 25 customer points and you received 80 to 90 pounds month after month after month, simply by doing something you're going to do anyway. It's a huge part of our success, okay, as far as gathering customers and teaching others to do the same thing. Now, while we're gathering this handful of customers, we're going to go out and we're going to get the handful of business partners. The customers are simply people that want to make money off the deregulation of energy and the other products we have. Business partners are the one that's going to pay the pounds, the 149 pounds, 159, and become business partners, and they want to make money off the deregulation. As a qualified representative, I missed one slide. As a qualified representative, the first thing we're going to do after gathering our customers is simply go out and get a few business partners. And each time you gather a business partner, they're going to receive 50 pounds because they're doing this for themselves, not for you. But more importantly, you're going to receive 50 pounds every time you gather one. So they receive 50, 50, 50. You receive 50, 50, 50. So now you've received 150 pounds by gathering 3 business partners, and you receive 200 pounds by gathering a handful of customers. That's a pretty good deal on a 159 investment. Yes or yes?
Yes!
Okay. Gets a little better. Gather a total of six business partners on your team, and you can personally sponsor all 6, okay? Or you can have 3 go and get 3. As long as you personally gather at least 3, and you promote to our first leadership position. Guys, this is called senior director. This is where the game changes. This is where you are able to leverage and get paid off of what other people do. You also get a raise. As a senior director, you're going to receive 70 pounds for anybody you personally sponsor. Okay? Here's where it gets interesting. For every person that comes on your team after that, to unlimited levels, you receive 20 pounds, 20 pounds, 20 pounds, 20 pounds. To unlimited levels paid you weekly to your bank account. Once you gather 4 people on your team and they become senior directors, and this is a very important part of the business, in your first leg, you can simply promote by going out and getting 6. But as a senior director, you have to reach down and help other people get what they want. And I love that about the comp plan. So as a senior director, help 4 people become senior directors in your organization, and you become a regional director. As a regional director, you receive 110 pounds for anybody you personally sponsor. Okay? So you've now got your 3rd raise. As a regional director, we first start, you receive 60 pounds for every person that comes in your organization after that, to unlimited levels. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you an example of how this works. So you come into the company, okay, and you personally sponsor one person. Let me see if I can slide through here. And your name is, and you sponsor Vanessa, and she gets 1 person, okay? As 1 person, what do you get? 70 pounds. She gathers 1 person, and you receive 70 pounds, okay? And then she sponsors 1 person, Gloria. And Gloria, you stand up, and how many have you had come in your organization? 3,000 at 70 pounds, 70 pounds, 70 pounds, 70 pounds. And she doesn't even know Gloria's name. It's like, the reason I explain that to you, thank you ladies, you can sit down. It's not what you finish, it's what you start. Okay? I had never met anybody from the UK 6 months ago. It was simply sponsoring 1 person, that sponsored 1 person, that sponsored 1 person. And Antoine McVeigh sponsoring Lester Berry, that sponsored a Gene Flynn, that sponsored Gloria. It's 1 sponsoring 1, sponsoring 1. But first of all, you got to sponsor 1. That's where it starts. We have the next level is a national director, guys. And if you're just simply the senior director and regional director, you can make gangster money on a legal basis. Okay? So, but there is another level, it's called national director. As a national director, you receive 130 for every person that you personally sponsor, 130 pounds. And then you receive 80 pounds for every rep that comes into your organization after that to unlimited levels. Okay? I'm a national director with the company. Like I said, I started a year ago. So it gives you some idea of where your growth can be over 12 months. Our highest level we have is international director. We just had our first 3 international directors come into the company. We're that young, so it's a new position that we're just now having people promote to. International director, you receive 140 for every person that you bring into the company. And 90 pounds for every person that comes into your organization after that to unlimited levels, okay? These are the bonuses that are paid weekly to you each time somebody comes in and they become a qualified customer. The last way we get paid is residual income, guys. That's one of the main reasons I'm here. It's something that we can do one time and get paid over and over and over again. I was going to go into it, but I'll tell you what, I want to get Andy McWilliams up here because there's a lot of things that he needs to go over with you, but you have to understand it's pound-based and it's paid every single month. Whenever I came to the company and I looked at it, I did not have an extensive network marketing background, history. Okay, I was a traditional business person. So I looked at everything from a business model. And one thing I knew was you could have the greatest concept in the world with all the cash in the world, and if you didn't have the proper people at top, you'd fail. It's just the way it works. And I was lucky enough that another industry that I was in, another business, the person that mentored me in that knew Andy McWilliams. So when I looked at it, I studied it, and I made my decision to go. This was one of the main reasons that I made the move. And I want to tell you something. It is the hardest working person you'll ever see in your life. You can call him at 6 in the morning, you can call him 12 at night, and this is what he's doing. Okay? And he's a big part of why things have happened the way they did in the United States, and we're blessed enough to be launching here in the UK. So guys, please give Andy McWilliams a warm London reception, guys.
All right, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Can you hear me in the back? Oh boy. Let me turn that off, turn it off somehow, so I can stand it up. Anybody know how to turn that off? There you go, push that button. You are smart, thank you.